Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dingers and Discourse podcast, your home for the best and only Mario Baseball podcast. I'm here joined with Clutch 1908, and I'm here with myself, Raviannn. We're here to give you your news in Mario Baseball. Welcome in, Clutch. How you doing today?
We're doing good, Raviannn. We got a lot of things going on the server right now. It's a poppin' time for tournaments, both running and upcoming, and I think we got a lot of things to run through today, so why don't you get us started?
Well, a little bit of the things we're going to talk about today is a Little League. We'll go a little bit going with the MBA Cup, the Summer 22, as that one's finished up. We're not going to talk about any of the Wrestle or the Mid-Tier Mania right now, as those are going on right as we're recording, so those will be for next episode. We do have some more stuff with Stars on 9, Net Play Superstars, the Fall NBA Cup, Super Mario World Baseball Classic, Dinger City Stars on tournament, and another tournament. Clutch is running the Stars off All-Star Game. So we're here for a big episode. Hope to see you along the whole way. Let's get it started with Little League 2, another annual tournament. Who was the person that hosted in the first part? You know the name?
Oh, wasn't it like, give me 1 second, I'm going to look up my history.
I mean, I could look it up too, but it's on the tip of my tongue. I cannot get it.
Yeah, I know, right? Because Macri said he was going to... Oh, Macri left the chat, so it got deleted.
I can find it.
Was it Big Daddy? Was it Big Daddy?
It was Big Daddy. The TO Big Daddy was no longer in the server, so we had Macri step up and do the job that everyone didn't know they wanted, and it happened. The winner of the tournament being Remke over Hells in finals. How this tournament worked was there was 4 groups, and 4 people in each group, and double elimination groups. After that, if you made it out of your groups, it's single elimination for semis and finals. I think the tournament went well.
Yeah, and it went really well. Then everything was sorted by region, so it wasn't fully seeded. So basically where your location is where you got seeded into your pools, and then pools were seeded. But it was super interesting, and the limited character pool was very interesting as well. I think Matt did a good job of experimenting a little bit. The first tournament I think was a bit more rigid in which characters were required.
Yeah.
But he opened up a little flex slot at the end of the draft, and it was interesting as I was commentating that tournament who people were picking for that flex spot.
Yeah, so the following characters, these are the ones that must be used in the tournament, being Diddy, Bowser Jr., PD, Piranha, Green Koopa, Red Toad, Monty Mole, Baby Mario, Baby Luigi. And it's up to the player to decide their last player, and you get to pick between Dixie, Green Para, and Red Koopa. So you do have some options at the end there to really mix up your team. If you do want to have a better catcher, you want to put P somewhere else for that stronger arm. You have Dixie as the catcher now. You can do a lot of different mix-ups and matchups. So.
Yeah, we saw Remke use Dixie pitcher a lot. So he went with Dixie as that flex pick. And you were talking about where to put PD, and we saw the whole tournament. Competitors were fielder swapping PD all over the field. They put him at shortstop or second base to be a strong-armed cutoff on hits to the outfield, and they put him behind the plate because a lot of the smaller characters are speed characters, and so
correct.
There is a lot of threats on the base pass. So it was really interesting watching the gears turning of people moving their PD around, because they all have poor range for the most part. So in terms of having good range middle infielders, that didn't really exist. So putting PD there wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, it made a lot of plays. There was a lot of PD exclusive plays that we saw in that tournament. And if you didn't have them there's a lot of infield base hits. I mean, you take those if you can get them, but the PD punishment was a big part of that tournament. And the people that kind of mastered how to navigate your team really, really helped out. Let's take a look at some of the group brackets here, Clutch. Big turnout for Remke. He had 3 mercies. Clean sweep in his group, going 10-0 over Benny, 18-0 over Cammy, and then another 10-0 over Cammy. Good job, Remke. Even with these slap hitters doing work. Uh,
Oh, Remke is absolutely a better slap hitter than power hitter. I'll be completely honest. I mean, he's got the best PD and hammer on the server, but to be completely honest, you can't walk those home run hitters because he's such a good reactionary player. So when
you
he's
played more
when he's got it
games
going,
versus him than I have. I think I played like 3 games versus him, so you know more about that than I do.
yeah.
But gosh, I mean, even with the skill set that these players have gotten, these attendees for the tournament, they really put some good work in. I was very surprised.
Yeah, I mean, you saw Faceman with the upset over
Yeah, in
Hells
Group
in
2.
semifinals. Unfortunately, because of how the tournament works, you send Hells down to face Matt, and Matt, who placed third place in an MPS once, just I'm sorry, that's not even a real matchup anymore. Hells just has his number. I think that, from what I understand, that's been historically true and where they're at right now. So then Faceman ran into Hells and had to get beat up a couple times, but so get the huge upset, don't even get out of pools anyways. It's kind of sad. But who else put up a Maury over stuffed flatbread? That was really surprising to me in the central region. I'm
Group
surprised
4, yeah.
flatbread flamed out after 2 games. Yeah.
That was, yeah, Varpa beating Flatbread's another one too. I mean, those are good wins. You take those any day. And just to see, that finals game, Matt Green Maury, it went back and forth. It looked like it was going, I think it was Matt in the lead the whole game. And then Maury, clawing back, I believe, if I'm not wrong.
Yes. Yeah.
That was a good game. I enjoyed streaming that one. That was one of the more interesting games.
Yeah. And then the Hell's Crazy game was really good
true.
too.
I feel like all of the single elim games were very good and interesting to watch.
Yeah, they were. I would definitely go back and recommend, if you didn't watch it, go back and watch the VODs, because I mean it's just a different game mode and you don't normally see it. And then also, I guess we can talk about this real quick. It was the debut of the K Cam and the Traj map.
True, roaming, making very good discoveries in the modding channel. If you ever want to see what's going on behind the scenes, just pop in that modding chat and you will be blown away of what's going on. I think right now roaming's doing like live, I don't know, what is it, character cams? Like you can see first.
I believe roaming
views.
has figured out, how to live update the camera to be from the point of view of the fielder that is being controlled. So it looks like first person right now. And the main application he was going for was to see if we could like get like a second or third player to control specific fielders.
So yeah, like very big stuff's going on. It's very crazy what's going on. Like I said, shout out to roaming. This man right here is going to do wonders for this community. I'm gonna like say this, if you're a big Melee fan, I'm saying roaming is the Uncle Punch of Mario Baseball. At that level already, you're gonna see a lot of cool stuff happening soon from roaming, and I've heard some behind the scenes stuff from him that I don't want to leak. There's just a lot of stuff that he wants to do, and I'm very excited for what's gonna come. Shout out to roaming. Again, made the K cam and hit trajectory cam. Is that what it would be called?
Yeah, I'm gonna call it hit trajectory graphs, or whatever, overlay or whatever we want to call it. The other thing that he's technically what he was going for, and then he realized that it kind of led to this camera stuff. I don't think he got to the thing he was going for, but he was trying to isolate all the character positions and character models, so we could like, because for example, you wall jump in the middle of a game, and like we overall have no clue how wall jump really works, or even super jump to a certain extent. Like sometimes you feel like you catch balls that are like below the character, so he's trying to like show us live time what the hitboxes look like, so that way we can like analyze this stuff. So that's something else he's going after, which I guess we were talking about this the other day too, Raviannn, with Baltor, about how The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, they've been doing a decompilation project for a couple years now, if not longer. They just recently released a PC port. Actually, there's a couple PC ports where basically they recompiled the code to run natively on modern day computers, which
That's
is like
amazing.
ridiculous. So like
I gotta look into this.
that, like,
Zelda Ocarina of Time?
yeah. And so like to give you comparisons, roaming is trying to decompile the game the same way that these people did. And so he's only like 6 months into it, and we're like, oh my gosh, he did these things. That's the end goal. Like, I'm not saying he's trying to port Mario Baseball, but like literally let us do whatever we want with the code, or understand the code front to back so that we could recreate this game. Because the code that's in the game is compiled code. So there's like, I'm not super technically gifted, but from what I understand, there's like some steps it skips to like compress the code down so it like runs more efficiently, but it leaves out some information for you to be able to like recreate the code. So yeah, I every time we talk about one of those discoveries, we're like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Like, I really don't think he's scratching the surface yet, which is crazy to think about.
I love everything about this community so far, and just playing the game online shocked me, from all the main developers of being Cokes and Peacock and John, what he's done on the back end. Like, every day, man, I just get blown away with the smile on my face about people caring about something you care about, and that's what makes me happy, and that's what keeps me coming back. So keep it going, guys. You're making wonders happen.
Yeah, last thing I want to say before we go on to actually saying who won Little League, and then we'll go on to our other tournaments. I posted in the chat maybe a day ago or two, and I'll talk about it more when we're talking about my new tournament. But there's a gecko code that I saw that I'm like, this would be really good for my tournament. But there was like a specific reason that it couldn't be used in certain situations. I'll explain it later. And I'm like, hey, I don't know what we need to do, like bug testing or whatever, like what you were missing, but like, if there's some way I can help you make this work in all situations properly, I'm like, let me know, because I'd like that for the tournament. And then Cokes is like, that was like one of the first gecko codes we made. I'm like, I bet I could figure it out now. And then Roaming's like, actually, I think I know like where this information is stored that you could get to have a more accurate like way to modify it. And I'm just like they had this thing 2 years ago that like almost got all the way there, and now that they know so much more, like it's probably not even going to be that hard of a fix if they get the chance to get to it. I know they're trying to push out the next build of Rio, so it's not the top of their to-do list, but man, that blows me away when I can be like, yo, can we fix this? Like, is this hard to fix? And they're like, nah, not really. I just need to like have the time to actually do it. But no, we should be able to get to this pretty easy.
Man,
like, damn, that's kind of crazy to me.
These guys, something else. I could be like them, I would. They just know everything. All right, we gotta move on here. Going to the finishing of the Little League tournament. So yeah, Remke did win. He had to verse Macri in semis, won 10-7. A very good game by both people. You know, keeping Remke to a 3-run lead. Very good, Matt. Right, Remke's on a different level. A lot of people, and if you can do that, that's really good. Not saying Matt is a bad player. He's a very good player. But, like, in my opinion, just from a viewer, I'm saying if you hold Remke to 3 runs, that's a very good game. Hold that as a win in your hands.
Yeah, if you talk to Remke, he actually thinks that Macri is one of his worst matchups in the server. Like, in terms of, like, he thinks that he should probably win more games than he does against Macri based off of, like, overall ELO level, but, like, Macri can play Remke as close as like Krasy, Hells, Cactus, and that's really impressive that he can do it. He just has a good matchup against him, which sometimes is the difference in this game.
For the other semis game, it was Hell's Hero versus Krasy, a 1-run game. This is a historic matchup. Go back to like I think that play 8, 9, and 10. They've all versed in that. I'm not wrong. I know they versed a lot. And that play Superstars, and in tournament they versed a lot. Okay, I'm not going to give you the exact tournaments, but they are tournament players, and this is a rivalry matchup in my opinion. And it's a 1-run game. Hell's Hero on top over Krasy. I think Krasy was in the lead the whole game, and Hell's Hero came back at the end. Yeah, I think that's what happened, right? Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
This was like a week ago.
We commentated a lot of games that day.
We did. We commentated that, and then you had your other tournament, so... Well, I didn't do anything. I didn't commentate, but still, it was a little while ago. Memory needs to be refreshed. I'm not going to watch a whole VOD. But yes, one run win over Krasi. Hells moves on to finals to versus Remke, and the final score 4-2. Remke takes down Hell's Hero. Phenomenal matchup again. Remke takes another tournament. Congratulations to him. Add one to the books. And then that third place game. Did they play that game, or was that a coin flip?
Oh, I honestly don't remember. I think they were talking about making a coin flip, and then they ended up. Oh, they definitely ended up playing it because Macri said he had to continue the tradition of getting moved up in the rankings because of a default or a DQ at the end of the tournament for Little League, and then they played it out. So he did not get to continue that tradition, and he lost to Krasi in a one-run game.
Damn. Well, Krasi got his one-run win back, at least. That continues the Little League tournament. Keep it going, Matt. This is some fun baseball. It's a different rule set. That's cool for a tournament every year. I think everyone's going to look forward to it next year.
Yeah, we'll see it next year for sure.
So we're going to move on here to the NBA Cup Summer 22. It finally ended. You want to go talk about it? It's your tournament. One of the biggest tournaments in Mario Baseball. Go for it, man.
Yeah, so 50 people. We finally got down to top 6. We streamed it for my birthday. It was a great birthday gift and one of the highlights of my day because we had some ridiculously good baseball. I played Hells to kick off the stream. It was a really good game. He was up early 4-0. I clawed back to make it 4-4. And then he proceeds to boomerang bro grand slam me into a 5-run deficit after scratching one before that at bat. And the rest was history from there. But that was a really good game. Mr. Joe, Matt Gree, Joe was controlling it early, and then he kind of let Matt off the mat. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I honestly think Joe lost focus or something because he made some mistakes that should not have happened in a top 6 game.
Yep.
But hey, he kept it going. He ended up winning, and that's because he's a good player. Good players can make mistakes and still win. So that was awesome by him to win that one. And then next game on stream was winners finals, Remke versus Krasi. Dude, the 2 games that they played that night, I'm gonna spoil it. So incredibly good, both games.
They were both locked in so well. I feel like if you're gonna watch a Mario Baseball set, you gotta watch those 2 games because holy shit, that was like the premiere of Mario Baseball. They played so well.
Yeah, and then we missed because I wanted to keep the tournament going. Loser semis at the same time. Hell's Joe. Joe won because of a grand slam.
Yep.
We had a lot of people winning because of grand slams that night, and because they picked Bowser team. Bowser was 5-1 on the night. But yeah, then Krasi loses late to Remke. I don't think it was a walk off, but it was definitely a come from behind. He's just pissed and he just puts Joe into the ground. I think that was a 10-0. I don't have the scores in front of me because StarTouchy is dumb and doesn't let me report scores. But it was a mercy within the first 5 innings, which for a game of that skill caliber, very rare. And then we had another epic Krasi Remke matchup where Krasi's thrown out to a 7-0 lead. And I'm like, oh, Krasi's pissed. I'm like, here we go. I'm like, he's going to give Remke everything he's got. And then Remke hold him off. And I'm like, okay, Krasi, like, you can score 3 runs and win now. Like, Krasi, you going to do, like the meme of, like, are you going to do something? Like, I'm just like, poke, Krasi, you popped off for 7 runs. You got to score again, or at least get something going. Remke just finally got locked in, figured it out, and then he gave himself enough time to figure out Krasi's pitching and make a huge come from behind victory. So that's what happens. I mean, we were talking about it on commentary. You know, when you give good players a chance to stay in the game and you don't put them away, it comes back to bite you. Even if Krasi didn't get the mercy, if he just could have kept putting pressure on, but he gave Remke confidence in my mind.
After that first big pop-off inning, he kind of just stalemated and played enough baseball to stay alive and didn't play to win.
Yeah.
He got through every inning, but never applied pressure on him.
That's what it felt like. And I mean, some of that was probably unlucky or just not getting hits to fall. But yeah, when when you seem to have the answer, and then it was like you played a 7-inning game that Remke kicked your butt in instead of the 9-inning game that was a 1-run game. It kind of sucks, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you it felt bad for Krasi. So, I mean, but he'll get his time. I know Remke is still pissed about the Hammer Bros slap that knocked him down to losers from their matchup in MPS 10. And I'm sure Krasi's gonna be pissed about this one, and they'll continue to trade stories when Krasi's old enough to even be in the bar. I know he won't be drinking at the bar, but if he's old enough to be in the bar, him and Remke will trade stories about things that they pissed each other off when they played each other for years, I'm sure.
Oh, hell yeah. I can't wait till like... It's just so weird thinking Krasi drinking. That's weird.
It is.
God.
Like I said, specifically like because of his personal beliefs, I believe he's not allowed to drink. But like even just thinking that like him being 21, and I'm like I can't do it. I can't do it. Good thing it's a few years away.
Give him the juice box.
I'll be old and washed by the time he's 21, so I don't got to worry about it.
God. Well, hey, let's segue from NBA Cup Summer 22 into your new one, NBA Cup Fall 22. Want to talk about that a bit?
Yeah. So announced it on stream. We're doing a huge change for this one. It'll be same seating format, same kind of vibe, week-long rounds, things like that. But best of 3 sets throughout the whole tournament. So it was talked about. People were like, man, that was fun, but like I wish I could have played more, because I set it up that like the early round matches were like super close matchups. And so for a lot of participants, I don't think they ever get in a situation where they're playing a best of 3 or a best of 5 or something like that. And so I want to give them the chance to experience that, because I think it's a different level of Mario Baseball. I think it's really cool. So hopefully people are receptive to the change, and I think they will be. $100 guaranteed prize pool again. The last one was $250 thanks to some community donations. So I'll put $100 of my dollars each cup. Anyone else wants to help out, I appreciate it, to make it more hype. Signups close September 23rd. We're gonna be playing September to November. I'm gonna make sure we're finished up by December for the holiday season. And there is some games around Thanksgiving, but I'm hoping we'll either be ahead of schedule or we're gonna make it work. Super excited about this
prize pool. That's not a sign up closing for the prize pool. It's a sign up closing for the actual tournament. So you can donate the money anytime you want to the tournament.
Oh yes,
it's greatly appreciated, and it helps out a lot, and it just drives people want to work harder. So yeah, definitely donate. Clutch 1908 on Discord. Give him a little ping. He would love that.
Yeah, it was fun. The day after, I was sad that I lost earlier, but it was kind of fun the day after when I went on Venmo and I'm like, congratulations on first in NBA Cup. And I sent Remke $125. And I'm like, he just got $125 for winning a Mario Baseball tournament. Like, are you kidding me?
Like that's sick. That gives you like a smile. Like, damn, he worked for this,
right? Exactly.
Sometimes people say playing stuff's not gonna be worth your time. But when you can take your girlfriend out on a date now for free, for having some leisure time, hell yeah, go for it. That's some cool shit. Hey, that's for everyone. Everyone can get to that level. I don't want to just say that you can't be on that level. Like, Remke put the time and effort into this game, guys. So it's showing for him. You gotta put a little bit more than he had, and you'll get there.
Well, and so in terms of like, also remember that I had the Giant Slayer prize for biggest upset.
True.
That went to Colby. So Colby hasn't won a prize before. Like, that was really cool for him. I think he won I think it was like $25 because of how big the pool was. He won $25 because he won one game over Matty Ice. I think that deserves to be rewarded. Like, isn't that
hell yeah? Big dubs.
I hope we can continue to do things like that. I'm luckily in a position where I can put $100 each time we do it, because it's gonna be like every 3 months, so it's like $30 a month for me. I can set $30 aside easily, thankfully. But I hope we can support our community by doing things like that going forward.
Yeah, I mean, hey, everything that people like, these small tournaments, even if you're not signing up for them, people are playing on them and they're getting shit done. It helps the community. People are being engaged. During the VCs, people are engaged and having a good time, just chatting up Storm, DMing people, making some groups, making some communities. That's helping the community out. Okay, as long as you're involved and helping people out, you don't have to donate money. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to be the best player. As long as you're having fun and expanding the community, you're doing a good job. So just keep on playing, keep on having a smile, keep on having fun.
Speaking of keep on playing, there's more than just the NBA Cup that's coming up soon.
Oh, hell yeah. Stars on 9. Stars on Showdown 9 begins on September 3rd. So that will be the day that the podcast goes up. Hopefully you're signed up for that tournament. I'm not signed up for it personally because I have some stuff going on. But hey, get on that. Stars on 9. If you might be able to get in on the last day. I don't know when Winkley's starting it. So this does go up at 12. By the time you're in this episode, you're probably, if you're watching it when it goes up, it's like 12:26 Eastern. I think it might have started, but I think he's on the East. I don't know. Hopefully you're signed up for that tournament. It's going to be a fucking amazing Stars On event. Check on the server. Check in the Mario Baseball content. Check for some streams. Stars On's a fucking good game. Better than Stars Off. That's opinionated.
I'm not going to go that far, but I'm starting to get converted. I think Stars On. I was talking about this with Baltzor on Tuesday Night Baseball. By the way, if you don't know, Tuesday Night
Baseball's back. Twitch.tv/chat_pack. He's my boss.
Yeah, come hang out on.
I got paid to say that.
Netplay 1. Yeah. We were talking about it, and I said I actually think after playing it more and also like talking to Stars On players. I actually am surprised that there are some really good Stars On hitters that are not as good at Stars Off hitting, because I think Stars On hitting is 100% more skillful than Stars Off hitting. Stars Off hitting is way more reactionary. Stars On is all about thinking and predicting and anticipating. And I think that's more closer to the game of baseball than Stars Off. So, both modes are hard to hit in at a high level. But I think Stars On is tougher for that reason of it. It's not only physical, but it's very mental too, which I think is really interesting.
Well, Stars On Showdown started on the September 3rd, the day of this releasing. Something that you can sign up for is the Stars Off All-Star Game hosted by Clutch 1908. You want to go talk about that?
Yeah, I'm a bit crazy. I'm hosting 2 tournaments really close to each other. So this is going to be a one-day tournament, single elimination, but there'll be a consolation bracket. So it shows as double elim. First place is going to come out of single elim, and then we'll figure out second and third through double elim. $50 prize pool. It is basically 9v9 mirrored teams. Each team gets Bowser, Petey, Bro, Birdo, DK, Yoshi, and then you get your pick at third base between King Boo, Magic Koopa, and Waluigi, because they're literally 8 through 10 on the tier list. So they all play the same position the best, and they're all close to the tier list. So I'll let you pick your flavor of character. And then Mario and Luigi in right field. And I did make an exception. You can pick Bowser Jr. too, because I guess Bowser Jr. has a couple Chemlinks and still is a wall jumper in right field. So I let it go this time. I'll see what happens. But the idea is I wanted to see what happens when each player has very similar or basically the same teams, specifically has the same access to all the broken characters. They all get access to Birdo eggs, all get access to Yoshi tongue, all get access to Bowser hitting dingers. Curious to see how players will do. And I took fielder swapping out because everyone's really good at defense on that game. So no fielder swapping. Yoshi will stay in left field. But I'm super excited to see how it goes. Hope people sign up. It'll be a blast.
Yeah, definitely something new. Have we seen a mirrored tournament before? Where you mirror the teams?
I don't think so.
I don't believe so in my whole time being here. So that's something new. That's fetching cool. You know, I think that's a very good idea, and I'm hopefully people sign up for it. There's some money on the line. Not a lot of tournaments have money on the line. Like not all these like 1 day tournaments. have money on the line. So, you put like 4 hours of your day in, you get like $50 out of it. Sign up for that shit, man. I just said fetch and shit in the same like paragraph. That was funny. Yeah, sign up, man. Another thing you can sign up for is the Dinger City Stars On Member Tournament. You a big fan of Dinger City? Well, I hope you are. And I hope you remember, as they have a members-only tournament September 9th, this Friday coming up, for people listening at home. $50 prize pool for Stars On. So, yeah, another prize pool, another one-day tournament. You put money in, you can get money back. Okay? $5, I think, is like, what's the cheapest membership? It's like $2. But $2.
It is $3. It just hit my credit card this morning.
$3 gets you that. Go sign up for that. And it supports the people that made this Discord where it started. Like, first off, this was the Mario Baseball fan club. That was the original like name for the YouTube channel before Dinger City came out. So this is where it all started. They kind of made this where it's at. They kind of helped all these people recruit into one area, and it started from there. So you're supporting the people that made it where we could get today. Help them out.
Yeah.
They make some great content. You
said it, Raviannn. If you can place first or second, you make your money back for a couple months if you're at the $3 mark with that $50 prize pool. But yeah, shameless plug. For $8 a month, go spend $3 on the boys at Dinger City for the content they do. They do an awesome job, and more specifically, they are very involved in advancing the community of Mario Baseball. And second of all, go spend $5 on Project Rio on Patreon because they give you a game that otherwise is free to play. You probably had a laptop or a computer already, and hopefully you had your nostalgia GameCube stuff, or there's other ways to play. So for $5 a month, I think that's a pretty good investment, but I understand that's not the same for everybody, but I will say when that $8 hits my credit card at the first of each month, I always put a little smile on my face, and I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I'm doing that for the community, and I'm glad it's only that much, and I feel like I can still support.
I'll support the people that help me have fun, and those people help me have fun. So
exactly.
I'll spare some change for that. So again, sign up for the Dinger City Stars On Member Tournament, September 9th, when that starts. You want to talk about another tournament coming up?
Yeah, another Stars On tournament, Super Mario World Baseball Classic, hosted by Caesarito. And it will be September 12th to 24th. It will follow the pools format of World Baseball Classic, which is very similar to World Cup, very similar to what we do for pools for MPSS, very similar to what we did for pools for Stars On Showdown before it's gone to double elim out the gate. So it's cool that Stars On is getting a pools format back, and also you can represent whatever country you want. I know some people were throwing out representing Djibouti, Italy, other countries of heritage that they belong to. So I think there could be some funny ones. I think there could be some actual like heritage, and that would be cool. I'm really looking forward to see who represents what country and which country comes out on top of this server.
I didn't even know that. That's interesting. That even might make me like want to watch the tournament. Like, God, I kind of want to watch that now. Just to see Team Djibouti win it all. It's a funny name, but like heritage, man. That's some respect.
Can we have Remke represent them? I would love him to represent them and then donate any. I don't know if there's a prize pool, but if there's any prize pool, donate his winnings to the country of Djibouti.
Oh yeah, we'll take that. And
you know what? Sorry, I have a challenge for C's, and I don't want to put him too much on the spot. I have a challenge. If you don't do a prize pool, find a big charity in the winning country and donate a few bucks to it. I think that'd be so cool.
Yeah, it's just something, I might spare a little bit of change myself.
Sorry, I'm like telling everyone to throw around their money right now, and I apologize, but also like I think they're all cool ideas. So
it is a cool idea. I agree with you, Clutch. And another thing that me and Clutch agree on, Net Play Superstars 12. That's about a month away now, October 7th through 16th. We're giving you some time here as the second TO of this tournament. We're giving you some time. We heard the complaints about last tournament where it was last minute. We're some last minute Andes here. I'm trying to get it out super fast. We gave you 2 months. Okay, you have your time. Schedule your time off October 7th through the 16th. Top eight will be on October 16th. So you have a week to play, and then for I believe it's pools, if I'm not wrong. And then after that, you have the normal bracket elimination. So you have some time to play it. Take some time off if you're doing anything, or if you have anything going on. Take it off. Mario Baseball over everything. And yeah, Net Play Superstars 12. Let's hope to see it be the biggest tournament we've ever had. I'm really looking forward to it. I think we already have like 20 people already.
Yeah, the signups are good already, and like I said, it's not even
a month out.
We're not even a month away. We're like a month and a week. And by the way, 13 and 14 signups are up as well. Those dates have been announced for early December and early January. So we're set to go for the next 3. So I hope that allows as many people as possible to play and schedule time. And I'm super excited that this move was made.
Yeah, we already got some big names. Mr. Joe, top 3 in MBA Cup. Remke at 1 MBA Cup. Sam N, Chris Toasty, Legendary Bolt, Clutch, C's, Baltor, Flatbread, Balam Transfer. There's like a lot of people here. Like everyone's going back into this. This is gonna be, people said the last round wasn't, so skillful. I think it was. Now you can't complain. Sign up for Net Play Superstars 12 and get into some action. And
yeah, I think
go for it.
I think 11 was one of the most competitive ever. I think 12 will be very similar. It just will include some of the bigger names, and so the quality of play is going to be that much higher. And I think that'll elevate it to another level. And I hope the numbers also elevate it to another level, because we saw a lot of upsets last time that were very cool. And the more people we add, the more chances there are for upsets. So I hope to see that.
Well, we're about to get ourselves into some situations here with the viewer comments. Yes. And the only Hell's Hero wrote an essay for us to read to you. And we're going to have Clutch do the answerings here. I'll do the reading. Clutch is going to throw some facts out. So we'll start off here. Comment from Hells. First, glad to hear Matt Gree and Clutch have finally joined the Church of Hell's Hero to believe that Lefty PM is not good and Laser is the most overrated ability in the game. Wario stocks have never been higher. I think Wario is a pretty good character. I feel like his diving range very well. That sliding catch, it helps so much. His fat ass grabs so many balls you wouldn't believe. Yeah. I think I'm a Wario over PM too.
I have been for a long while, and I'm just glad I'm being accepted into the Church of Hell's Hero, because that is a legendary place to be.
Legendary status.
Yeah. We talked about it ad nauseum last podcast. I don't need to go into it again, but I'm still on that boat a week later. I haven't seen anything from PM that makes me think that PM is better than Wario as an overall character, although PM is still a pretty nice dinger hitter if you can get it lined up.
Well, PM can still get it done. People like Remke, people like Chris Toasty, they can get that shit done, and it's impressive.
Yeah.
So if you put the time in for it, yes, it's going to show. For most people, I think Wario is going to be the pick. Now, here's the comment that is going to spark some controversy here. From another comment from Hell's Hero saying, second, time for boomer takes. I do want to call out on the Birdo slander. While I do agree that Birdo non-captain is definitely not the 6th best character in the game, I believe you are not taking into account what the counter of making sure pick 2 does not get Birdo captain gives you. Whenever you take a character, the value is not just how good it is for you, but how bad it is for the opponent to not get that character. Captain Birdo, I think, is fairly solid. the 6th best character in the game, best non-Yoshi middle infielder, and best captain, and best star swing in the game, and good chem tree with decent slap. And this is why she should still be the 6th draft spot in the Nolan draft. I can concede going someone else at 6th spot in the Riley draft. But the idea of giving pick 2 Captain Birdo at the 9th draft spot, Bowser team going Match at 8, is egregious. Go for it, Clutch.
All right, so I had some help from my friends Sleepy Witch and Thanners, and we pulled some numbers. And Hells, I'm sorry to say, but out of the characters that were pulled, Birdo has the 3rd worst win rate at 45.38%, which is far trailing Bowser at 50.94 right now, and far trailing PD at 55.81% right now. And so, I mean, that right there tells me, why are you hate picking a character that when picked to a team is only winning 45% of the time? Now, I will say there's a lot of noise in that data. And so let me give you a better representation of the argument that Hells was trying to make about, man, you just can't be giving up Birdo to the 2 pick if you're the Bowser team. Let's look at stars off character win rate combinations pulled by Thanners on Sunday, August the 28th. Bowser and PD win 66% of games. So those people that think, yeah, I'm going to take away Bro from Bowser, don't do it. Doesn't work. Bowser and Boo, 56%. Gives the best hitter and the best pitcher in the game. That's really good. Bowser and Yoshi, 56.42%. Just a little bit lower than 56.8 for Bowser Boo. So give best hitter and best defender together. Yeah, that's a recipe for success. Bowser Bro of any variety, 52.47. So, still really good combination there. And then we'll go to Bowser and Birdo, which is a 44.51 win percentage. And so here's the things that I'd want to know. And this would be interesting to see if we can find it out. Is how many of those games have people picking Birdo at the 6th pick as a counter pick to 2nd pick right now in Riley draft? Because I think that is absolutely not a discussion at all. And I'd like to know the win rate of Bowser teams that picked Birdo at 8 versus picked Match. Because I think that you need to just take the best team you can have around you when you have Birdo facing you down at the 8th pick. I think you need to more worry about what does Madge deliver to your team than what does Birdo deliver to your team versus worrying about what does that give your opponent. Because people are going PD Bro right now. If you're already going PD Bro, you already got PD Bro on the other team. They got really good offense anyways. Even if you take Birdo away from them, now you give them Madge, and that's another star swinger to set up their big heavies or to hit behind them and drive in runs. And so while Birdo provides a similar role, I think it's easier to pitch around Birdo than it is Magic Koopa. I think that until you reach a high level players who have impeccable plate discipline and that can lay off the curvy pitches on the outside to Birdo, I think you start seeing more and more players that would be advantaged by having Madge over having Birdo as a PD Bro team. And so numbers don't lie, Hells. I'm sorry. It is a boomer take because you're wrong because you have not embraced the sabermetrics. And now that I've created a controversy, I will say that there's a lot of noise in these numbers. So I don't want to say take them with a grain of salt, but they give us a good direction of like understanding some things. Like I said, that Bowser PD is absolutely busted. And PD Bro is like 60% right now, which is really good. So I really do think that there needs to be some mind changing on where Birdo goes. I think 6 definitely doesn't work. I'm going to go back and forth this whole season on whether 8th is worth it or not. It actually probably will come down to who I'm playing now. But the numbers tell me that I'm putting myself at a pretty big disadvantage by putting Bowser and Birdo together at the current moment.
Well, you heard it there. I don't have that type of knowledge. That's why I have my friends that are very good at that talk about it. So, Hells, you have your opinion, but we have the numbers.
And that was your weekly lesson from Professor Clutch. I'm not Dr. Clutch yet. I have my master theses and PD Bro numbers from last season. I have not written my doctoral dissertation yet, so I'm working on that.
Once it is out, though, we will let you know here on the podcast. And we also want to let you know that is going to be the end of the episode today. If you would like to have your viewer comment featured in Clutch 1908 himself to roast you with numbers, leave it down below. We would love to see it. Again, if you have any constructive criticism as well, leave that in the comments and we'll take that into consideration. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Make sure to listen on those platforms as well if you want to. If you don't like YouTube, you have it on those platforms for audio only. Anything you want to add, Clutch, before we out of today?
This is a really exciting time for this server. People are going back to school. Summer's winding down. We're going through. By the way, happy holiday weekend, everybody. Hope you enjoy your Labor Day weekend.
Woo!
But this is an exciting time. I think people are getting back in the groove of fall time, and I think we're going to see a boom in server activity. We got a lot of tournaments going on, and so if you like some Mario baseball, stay tuned in the server and stay tuned here because I think we're going to have a lot of things to cover over the next few months.
Yeah, like Clutch said it. No, I couldn't say it any better. That's it. Action coming soon. More streams for everyone. More activity for everyone. More action. Thank you all for tuning into the Dingers and Discourse podcast, your home for Mario Baseball. We will see you next week. Adios and goodbye. Thank you for watching the Mario Superstar Baseball podcast. If you enjoyed this one, you can look at the other one that will be right in front of you right here. Yes, right in front of your face. Make sure to watch that episode. I'm not lying. Please watch that episode. It's right in front of you. Just click the goddamn button.